Fun, Kelly.
Okay, so this is the latest trending story. A new congressman's son thought dad's swearing-in ceremony was a perfect time to do a little dab. House Speaker Paul Ryan had none of it. Take a look at this video. That's Kansas Republican Roger Marshall being sworn in. Marshall's son standing between him and House Speaker Ryan. There he goes, trying to dab. The House Speaker apparently unclear what dabbing is. He actually asked Marshall's son if he was all right and needed to sneeze. Then he asked him to put that arm down. The new congressman was also not amused. He wrote on Twitter that his son is grounded for pulling a stunt like this.
Are you okay? Do you need to...
We're running on ice. Here we go. Sweep, sweep, sweep. More than 5 million people viewed the video. Most say the TSA agent went too far. But just a few weeks ago, TSA announced a new pat-down that allows screeners to touch a passenger right up to the groin. So here's how it went down. 13-year-old Aaron Williamson was barefoot in a t-shirt and shorts when he was pulled aside for a TSA pat-down at DFW Airport. The pat-down lasted 2 full minutes. Aaron was pulled aside because his laptop tripped the explosive sensors. The whole ordeal, though, took 45 minutes, causing the family to miss their flight. Now, TSA says it followed approved procedures. The mother and the 13-year-old feel strongly that it went too far. So, Cerise Jordan, the family is going to speak out on the Today Show this morning. Experts will be breaking down the situation and why it happened.
All right, a lot of people. Holiday debt. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Jordan and Dave. Overspending during the holidays is about as common as gaining weight over the holidays. It happens fast, and once it sits there, it's difficult to get rid of. I spoke with a professor from Creighton, and he gave me some strategies for people to get their bank account back on track for the new year. Good morning. Well, Dave, you might know this better than anyone. Severe weather will not hold football fans back. In Dallas, thousands of Cowboy fans got stuck in the stadium after a tornado warning and a flash flood warning was issued. Ever gone to the grocery store shopping on an empty stomach? Chances are you've made some bad choices. WebMD put together some tips on dieting, and one way to avoid filling your shopping cart with items you later regret is by simply chewing gum. Dave, Cerise, the traffic you see behind me will not be moving tomorrow. The ramps will close tonight at 10 p.m. and they will be closed completely until June, right around the start of the College World Series. The Department of Roads tells me this is something they did not want to do because they know it will affect so many people, but they had to do it for the safety of the public. Dave, this vehicle behind me is an example of how slick the roads are off of Highway 275 and 275th Street. An officer tells me that the driver of this vehicle slid off the road, hit some black ice, and then rolled into the ditch. You can see that the windows are knocked out. There's mud on the side mirror, mud on the tires. That driver was transported to a hospital. Doesn't appear to have any life-threatening injuries, but the deputies and law enforcement are all advising to take it very slow because the roads are very slick, Dave. Children under 6 account for half of poison exposures. In front of us are some products that could pose a danger. Here with me to talk about this, Joan McVoy, and we've got Pinky from the Poison Center. He's their mascot. He does a lot of their trainings. Joan, let's start with bleach. A lot of people are going to be breaking this out for spring cleaning. So it may not look it, but I'm told this apartment complex is going to be completed in April. It's just 1 block off the main strip of Benson. It's attracting a lot of young professionals. It's a very sleek setup. So it is Friday, Jordan and Cerise. We got to talk about what people are going to be doing. There's a very cool event in Benson that I'm going to tell you about in the next half hour. So you want to stay with us. This is one of the 30 luxury suites that they have here at the ballpark. You've got an amazing view, but it is going to cost you a pretty penny. For $75,000, you can rent out one of these suites. The protest encourages women to take the day off work, avoid shopping, and wear red. Today also happens to be International Women's Day. 20 minutes ago, the president tweeted his support, saying, on International Women's Day, join me in honoring the critical role of women here in America and around the world. Schools in North Carolina and Virginia have canceled classes, telling about 27,000 students to stay home because not enough teachers and staff plan to show up for work. And Cerise, you wore red, but you did show up for work, so you got halfway there.
Yeah, 50-50, right?
Yeah.
Half of it counts, though. All right.
Tropical cyclone Debbie making landfall just a few hours ago. Now, this storm is equivalent to a Category 3 hurricane, so very strong and capable of causing destruction. This video comes from a tourist. You can see debris flying and strong winds buckling palm trees. The Category 4 cyclone brought winds gusting to 160 miles per hour and torrential rain. Hundreds of tourists tourists stuck in their hotels or evacuated to makeshift shelters. Now, the storm is expected to die down in the next 24 hours. All of this footage we're seeing is coming from those first eyewitnesses taking it on their cell phone, and it can be a very powerful tool, but also dangerous. Coming up at 6, Jenna James is going to touch on how to be safe and still take pictures or videos when you're in a storm.